Jessica Pettitt here with Conversations That Matter. One of the things that I wrote about in my book, Good Enough Now, is about making better connections. And the most important part about this model is that it's never done. It's like a constant flow chart. Even the connections you think are already awesome, they could be better, and at any point in time, something could change. So what I thought I would do is kind of go through the model with you so that you'd be able to kind of understand and maybe, just maybe, have conversations that matter. So the first step is if in order to have better connections, you have to have intentional conversations. To have intentional conversations, what that means is that from the get-go, in your mind, you say, I am about to have an intentional conversation. Whether you're talking to a barista at Starbucks or someone at a grocery store or a really dear friend, if you consciously lean into that conversation with some intentionality, it will already be a little bit better than kind of how we just flippantly respond to people without expecting a conversation. Next step is to listen to others as if they're wise. Yes, this means even that person. Can you listen to the person you're engaging in a conversation with as if they have something to teach you or something that you need to learn? There's a really good possibility the person you're about to engage with is wise about something you don't even know yet. So listen as if the other person is already wise. They don't have to prove themselves to you. Then when it's your turn to engage, you're going to form a message. Intentionally form the message. Don't just let the words dribble out of your face, but form a message and understand what your intended meaning is of that message that you're about to give to the other person in this conversation, this intentional conversation. After you have intended the meaning of the message, the next thing is to claim or possibly reclaim the responsibility for the impact that message had on the other person. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, sometimes it is congruent with what you intended, sometimes it's not. Either way, doesn't matter. We're responsible for the impact regardless of our intention. Then, when you've had the intentional conversation with intention and impact, then reflect on it, possibly with the person or maybe later by yourself. But make meaning from the conversation. If you're making meaning from the conversation, this is where you can learn, you can really reflect on the connection and its improvement or its stability, etc. By making meaning with the conversation, then you'll understand how the impact of your connection comes from each one of those intentional conversations. And once you understand the impact on your connection, you will have a better connection the next time you engage in a conversation with that person. So try it out, even with the most frustrating person in your life. Have an intentional conversation, listen to them as if they're wise, form a message. The intended meaning of the message needs to be understood by you, then claim responsibility for the impact of that message, be it congruent or not. Make meaning from that conversation experience and reflect on how that conversation may or may not have positively or negatively impacted your connection with that person. And then start over. That's how to have conversations that matter.